Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. Tactical pump. Dear me. Crazy Cat Crotchert. What the hell are you? Tactical pump. My least lucid name. What is up, fellow humans? LUI. Officially our very first snowstorm of the year. So, absolutely, let it snow, let it snow. Thankfully, I have my winter tires on. Blizzak winter tires all day, every day. Although my BMW is rear-wheel drive, but it's still okay. It's still okay. Headphones in front of the neck, yep. Especially when you squat. Dr. Roy, my trainee, bro. He had a proper bonanza back in the day, and it's gone completely. No more tagine, no more tagine. Because he's Moroccan. They do some delicious tagines. I had a friend, he got married, poor him. He got married to a Moroccan chick, and he got fat. All kinds of tagines all day, every day. He has a proper bonanza. I don't talk to him anymore. Yeah. Hey, first big snow as well. Where? Where you at? Where you at? Eduardo. My trainees are all here. Yeah, I mean, Moroccan dishes are amazing. Forget about it. I don't wish you to marry a Moroccan chick. Any Arab chick for that matter. They have traditional gender roles. Women still do some proper cuisines. I mean, it's more elaborate. I mean, if you take a look at the Arab dishes, it's more elaborate. I mean, up here in the West, the food is like separated. You have chickpeas here, you have peas, you have meat, you have mashed potato, everything is separated. No, for us, the Mediterranean, we put everything together, it's whole mix. Definitely more intricate. Yeah, Toronto. Yeah. Dear me, like everybody is sick these days, everybody. I receive emails from my trainees. Every other email, bro, I was sick. Bro, I'm sick. Every other email. So everybody's sick. Dear me. Yeah, so what's the topic today? Hit me up. What's the topic? Netherlands. Another trainee from Netherlands is looking okay now. Boy, oh boy. So what's the topic today, guys? What do you want the LUI to tell you about? Glendale, California. You guys are burning. Glendale, California, but you guys are burning. You're originally from Armenia. Armenians, there's more Armenians outside of Armenia than in Armenia because of what happened back in the day, right? So they fled Armenia, and this might be a triggering subject because they say, Armenians say, there was a genocide committed by the Ottoman Empire, but the Turks said no, there is no genocide whatsoever. Yep. Quite triggering subject. As a matter of fact, if I post a picture of a dog right now, a dog called the Kangal, there will be a tribal fight between the Turks, the Kurdish, and the Armenians. Everyone said, bro, this dog is ours. It's the Kurdish Kangal. And then the Turks said, no, it is from Sivas. It is the Turkish Kangal. And then you have the Armenians, they would say, it's called Kafir. Kafir is the name of that dog in Armenia. Anyway, I love that dog. I love it. I want to have some. But you cannot import it from Turkey. It's very, very difficult. So people, they get it from Bulgaria. You need to go to Bulgaria to acquire that dog. Right? You cannot get it from Turkey, Sivas. It's protected. It's very hard to get it. I want to have that dog. So if I go to Turkey, I want to go straight to Sivas. Right. I don't want Akbash. I don't want Malakli. Malakli is too big. I don't want a regular Kangal. I want the Boz. The Boz is the sweet spot. It's like the Carrera GTS. Proper sweet spot. Ahmed, dude, if you're waiting for my updates, I always update you guys in 24 hours. Yeah, Gumper. That's it. Gumper is the name of that dog. Any ghost stories? Well, I don't believe in ghosts. For me, they're other beings, right? They're demons. There's no such thing as ghosts, because ghosts can be confused for dead human spirits. For me, that's just my opinion, just my belief. There is no such a thing as a revenant or a human spirit. Like you say, hey, this house is haunted by a human ghost. A guy died there. For me, it's BS. It is haunted, but not by human spirits. When you die, you will not become a ghost. There's other mofos, which are demons, which are absolutely not saluted. Hey, Helene. Refugees in Europe. I think, yeah, of course it is a triggering subject. I myself, I'm an immigrant. The thing is, there is a saying that says, nature dislikes void. In French we say, la nature a horreur du vide. Nature hates a void. When there is a void, it will be replenished anyway. Now, there is a void actually in Western societies, baby, please. It is a tentacular crisis. You cannot say, hey, this is the problem. There is only one problem, this is the cause. It's a complex problem that has a lot of reasons. But at the end of it all, there is one metric that you cannot deny. It is the birth rate. They talk about the birth rate lately, and it's not loyal in any Western society. The birth rate is not loyal for several reasons. The local man, especially local men, do not want to get married, do want to have kids because they think it's not a good deal for them, right? So, I might take an example of my country here, Canada. It is one of the biggest immigration countries in the world. I think it's way more than Europe, because Europe, these are refugees, and like Merkel opened the border, so here they come legally, most of them. But the birth rate here is so not loyal. Like in my province called Quebec, in 2036, which is like tomorrow, 2036, less than 2 decades from now, the local population will be a minority. The French Canadian will be a minority. Why? Birth rate is not loyal. It is absolutely oil. Right? And you guys can guess why the birth rate is not loyal. The replacement rate has to be 2.11 birth. 2.11 birth per woman to sustain the culture. Just to stay. Just to sustain, to be stable. And pretty much there is no actually Western country that has that birth rate. Although I took a look at the stats like a week ago, there is some sort of birth rate, but most of these birth rates are from immigrants as well. So even with the increase of immigrants that they're procreating, it's still not 2.11. So it tells you, yeah, in Europe, people who come there, the refugees, are people who are close by. So when there is a conflict in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Libya, they come because they're close. And there are some other issues. There are some old colonies, baby, please. Like France. France was a big empire. It has colonies mainly in Africa, right? Of course, she destroyed their culture, destroyed everything. She colonized even my country, Algeria. She was in Tunisia. She was in Morocco, and most of sub-Saharan Africa, Mali, Senegal, right? Burkina Faso, Rwanda, right? Congo. All these countries were colonized by French. And now, these guys, they have no culture. They don't even speak their languages. And France, back in the day, imposed upon them a monetary system called le franc CFA. Le franc CFA, the franc. CFA franc, right? which is bullshit. So intellectually and culturally, they're always tied to France. And since their culture is definitely not there, there's no overpopulation, there's huge poverty. So the first thing they think of, I'm gonna go back to France. Why? Because when he opens his TV, he watches TF1, France 2, right? France 3, TV5. So he watches TV from France. And oh, it's all cool. He sees the ads, la publicité. Dear me, I want to eat some Danone, right? I want to eat whatever. He sees just like a Mars bar, you know, Mars or Snickers. Ah, it's a dream. So they do whatever it takes to go to France. And that's how it goes. Of course, they don't go legally, but it's their dream. You brainwash him since generation to think about France, right? It's the mother country. I mean, they force them to read literature from France. When he reads about Victor Hugo, Émile Zola, La Fontaine, Lamartine, right? Like poets and writers from France. So they get mesmerized by it, and they go there. You got even Turks right now. Turks, there's a big community in Germany. Why? Because there was a historical tie back in the day. World War I and World War II. They were in the Axis, they were the Allies. Right now you have a big community in Turkey, in Germany. You have a big Turkish community in Netherlands. And there is a big Moroccan community in Netherlands. They even have a different accent. If you go to Netherlands and you speak to Moroccan immigrants, they have a different accent from that of the locals. And so on and so forth. You go to the UK, they have a lot of Pakistanis and Indians and people from Bangladesh. Why? Old colonies, baby, please. Old colonies. They come there, and that's it. So, and you have some other countries who are not even a colony back in. Were not colonizers back in the day. For instance, Sweden had no colonies pretty much, but it opened its borders because of another defect, in my opinion, called liberalism. Right? And that's it. What can I tell you? That's that. I mean, nature hates the void. Like right now, the refugees coming to the US, they come from where? They come from close by countries, baby please. Right? Southern, they come from Ecuador, they came from Colombia, Venezuela, and that's it. Their country is destabilized. They have no choice, they have nothing to lose. It's an epoch of big migration. It is a triggering subject, but in my opinion, there is no avoiding it. Construct any wall you want, put any barriers you want. It's a lost battle. Just like the so-called war on drugs, which was initiated by Reagan back in the day. Tell me about it. It was followed by George Bush Sr. and then Bill Clinton, and then George Bush Jr., Obama. Is it working? There's more drug now than any time before. They try to stop the Colombians, now it's the Mexicans. What can you do, bro? That's it. Good luck. Build that wall. Keep me posted. So a tentacular crisis, man. Right? If the birth rate of the US was high, of course they would not need Jesus and Jose to come and work in the Central Valley, California, at very mediocre wages, right? Because there will be a local, basically, local workforce. There is no local workforce. So that's that. That's it. It's a tentacular crisis. Like me, I come here, dude. Back in the day, I used to live in Montreal, which is the biggest city. Now you go to Montreal, it was a big shift. Population have changed. And it's going to continue like this. And it's like uncharted territory in human history. It never happened. It happened at the very end of the Roman Empire before its collapse. Because the Roman Empire was also it was based on slavery. There was like the Romans, and the other provinces were merely slaves, right? Like sending their goods and their commodities towards Rome, central Rome. But at the end, they tried to incorporate everything. Same goes with another Roman Empire, which is Byzance. I forget how you call it in English. In Arabic it's Byzanta, in French it's Byzance. I think he calls it Byzance. It was the Eastern Romans. At the end of their life, they integrated everybody. And guess what? Byzance, which was they had a capital Constantinople, which is now called Istanbul, conquered by the Turks. That empire was destroyed by their cousins, the Romans from the West, or basically, exactly, like the Catholics. They were doing, I think, the Third Crusade, which is, the crusade usually is to go to liberate the Holy Land in Jerusalem, but on their way, they went to Byzance, to Constantinople, and they destroyed it. If you go right now to, I think it's in Turino or Florence, which is Firenze in Italy, you will see the spoils of war. The Christians from the West, they attacked another Christian empire and destroyed it, and they looted all their the Byzantine Empire. They looted all their treasures and they took them back to the West. So Byzantine was destroyed not by the Ottomans, because they did it like 2 centuries later, but the first strike, the biggest strike, was by their cousins, the Christians from the West. Why? Because the Byzantines said, hey, you're working here. There was like small empires, like not small empires, small kingdoms. One of them was Venice. Venice was a big port. And they said, hey, don't take our trade. We control our trade in Constantinople, because there is that how do you call it? The strait. There is the strait there, the Bosphorus Strait. They said, we control this. And they said, no. They came there. They sent an army. Instead of going to Jerusalem, they destroyed Constantinople first. So that's that. That's human history. And actually, Byzantine was the biggest, the longest empire that really lasted for 1,000 years. It's the only empire that lasted for 1,000 years. So it's longer than Rome and longer than any empire. Right now you say the French, they call it La France millénaire. But in theory there is no French, there is no millennial French. The real millennial empire, the only one, was the Byzantine Empire. The longest ever. That's what's up. And when they fled, they went to, the church, which was the Orthodox Church, they fled and they went to Russia. So Russia right now is like the descendants of the Byzantine Empire. They call them the Kievan Rus. They fled and became Russia. That's it. Exactly. That were the real Slavs back in the day, and they fled. That's it. And yeah, that was a big story. And then from them, the Slavs were not really cool. There was a guy called Ivan, Ivan the Terrific, or something like that. That king was very ruthless. His name was Ivan the Ruthless, or thing. I forgot his name. Do you guys remember him? Ivan. He killed everybody. He went to the Tartars. He slaughtered them. He was slaughtering everybody. He was conquering territories and killing every man and taking the women and then raping them. Yeah. Ivan. That guy was not saluted. Yeah. The Impaler was Dracula. Dracula was in Romania. His name was Dragoș, and Dragos. Dracula. Ivan Grozny. Ivan the Terrible, exactly. Ivan the Terrible. That dude killed everybody. That was a kingdom of the Tartars. The Tartars were like the most Nordic Muslims. He destroyed all of them. Right now they still live just in Tartaristan, but they had like a big kingdom. He killed all of them. That was Attila the Hun, but Attila the Hun was against Rome before that. Attila the Hun. Ivan the Terrible. That was a mother lover, Ivan the Terrible. Not saluted. God bless you guys. Have a nice one and be absolutely saluted. That's history. Exactly. Marriage not saluted. No marriage. Be saluted, guys.